All right, let's go over solving quadratic equations by factoring. Again, remember, we're looking for where the value, or what value will make this equal to 0. That's our goal. So we're going to do this by factoring. We're looking for, in this first example, what will multiply to give us 8 and add up to 6. So it's multiply at the end and add in the middle. Two things that will multiply to give me 8 and add up to 6 are 2 and 4. Then we ask ourselves what will make each of these factors equal 0. What value of x can I put in here that will make this equal 0? Well, negative 2 plus 2 will make 0, and negative 4 plus 4 will make 0. So our solutions are negative 2 and negative 4. If I wanted to write those as x-intercepts, we'd write negative 2 comma 0 in parentheses and negative 4 comma 0 in parentheses. Okay, on this next one, it's a little different because there's a leading coefficient. I'm going to multiply the 3 and the negative 2. So this time I'm looking for two numbers that will multiply to give me negative 6 and add up to, in the middle, add up to negative 1. So multiply to give me negative 6 and add up to negative 1. Let's see, that's going to be negative 3 and 2. I'm going to divide those by the leading coefficient 3. So I get, let's see, that's going to be x minus 1 and 3x plus 2. Double check to make sure we did this right. So real quick, I just go back through and mentally multiply those out, make sure my factors actually do indeed multiply to give me what I started with. So if I FOIL that out or multiply it out, that's 3x squared. There's 2x minus 3x minus 2. Yep, it works. Okay, so then I check to see what's going to make this equal 0. What value of x can I put in here to make this equal 0? Well, 1 minus 1 makes 0. So 1 is one of my solutions. The other one, what number can I put in the other x that will make this equal 0? So I have 3x plus 2 equals 0. If I take away 2, 3x equals negative 2, divide 3, I get negative 2/3. Or you can simply say, choose the right over the left and change the sign. Okay, this third example is a perfect square, so factoring it can be done the same ways we did example number 2, but if you can identify it as a perfect square, it's a whole lot faster to just factor it by saying, what do you square to get 4? That's 2. What do you square to get 9? That's 3. It's plus in the middle. So this one only has one solution. There's only one number that's going to make this equal to 0. And again, if I go right over left and change the sign, the solution is negative 3/2. That's what's going to make this equal 0. Okay, for the fourth example, there's a GCF. I'm going to pull out a GCF, which in this case, everything's even, so I'm going to pull out a 2, which will leave me 3x squared plus 16x minus 35. Now, the GCF is going to have no bearing on what's going to make this equal to 0, so you completely ignore the 2 when you're solving. If I'm factoring, it's important to keep the 2 there. If I'm solving, it's not important because 0 times 2 will still be 0. All right, 3 times 35, 3 times 35. Okay, I'm looking for something that will give me 3 times 35 that adds to, you can hear my wife doing laundry in the background. Let's see, multiplies to give me that and adds up to this. Okay, so let's see, I've got 3 times 7 times 5, so 21 and 5. So if I do 21 take away 5, that's going to give me the 16 in the middle. Well, let's see, I divide these by 3. So I get, let's see, x plus 7, 3x minus 5, and a 2 there. All right, so let's see, what's going to make this equal 0? In the first parentheses, it would be -7. In the second parentheses, it will be, again, I'm choosing the right over the left, and change the sign, so it'll be 5/3. And those are the two solutions. Don't put your answers in parentheses because then it looks like you're saying it's a coordinate, it's a point. This is actually two different points on the x-axis. So keep them out of the parentheses. We'll just put a comma in the middle to say, hey, there's two numbers that will make this equal to 0. They are 7 and 5/3.